Welcome to Magic or Tragic, an Orlando Magic basketball podcast where we'll be talking about the magical moments and the tragical moments during the Orlando Magic basketball season and off-season. Magic fans, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. This podcast is going to be about the upcoming draft for the Orlando Magic. We have the number 6 pick, but before I get into that, let me first touch on the new management change in Orlando. For the first time, we have a president of basketball operations, Jeff Weltman, and he's also brought in his longtime working partner in John Hammond to be the general manager. A big move for the Magic, a lot of experience in the front office now. Will they be able to reshape the culture of losing that this franchise has suffered for the past 5 years? That's going to remain to be seen, but that will all start at the 2017 NBA draft coming up. So that's what we're going to get to now. I'm really excited about this draft. It's a very deep draft, and a lot of teams have the potential to get a player that could be a future All-Star one day. Some of them could be franchise players, superstars one day. So we're going to talk about the Orlando Magic and their number 6 pick, and who I think are the top 5 players that could fall to the Magic, and I would be happy taking. The first player we're going to talk about is Jayson Tatum from Duke. He's a freshman small forward. Now, he may not make it to the Magic, but you never know because this draft could be very unpredictable due to the fact there's a lot of great talent, so you don't really know what teams are thinking. But back to Jayson. He's got crazy offensive game, and that's something the Magic could use. He's got a nice mid-range game, mid-range jumper. He finishes well at the basket. It looks like he likes contact. He's got good size for defense at the small forward position. And he's got some three-point shooting ability, even though that's something he's going to have to work on in the NBA. But overall, he's a very skilled offensive player already for a freshman, and he's got a nice body. So if he were to fall to the Magic, that would be a great pickup for them. If I had to compare Jayson Tatum to somebody at his peak, I would say maybe Paul Pierce. If Jayson Tatum were to reach his full potential, that's the kind of player I could see him being. So that's who I think is a possibility for the Magic. Alright, the next player is De'Aaron Fox, the point guard from Kentucky, also a freshman. This guy, I believe, is the player the Magic wanted all along. When I watched Frank Vogel at the draft lottery, and we ended up with the 6th pick, his face kind of looked disgusted a little bit. And I think that's because, like most Magic fans, we expected to have the 5th pick overall. At least that's what percentages told us. And with the 5th pick, that gave you a great chance to get De'Aaron Fox. So that didn't happen. I'm sure the Magic are disappointed. Why? Because he is a true point guard, a true leader, and he makes a lot of plays on the floor on both ends. People question his shooting. However, if you watch the UCLA game in the tournament, he hit his jump shot with consistency, and it seems like he has some kind of offensive game where he knows he's comfortable how to get his shot. People want to try and compare him to Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton wishes he was De'Aaron Fox. Okay, De'Aaron Fox is the player we wanted Elfrid Payton to be. So, if the Magic somehow get De'Aaron Fox to fall in their lap, then that's definitely a player I'd be happy with. Okay, the third player is Dennis Smith Jr. from North Carolina State. Also a freshman, also a point guard. This guy is super explosive. Now, if I had to compare him with somebody, it would be a tweener between Damian Lillard and, don't turn off the podcast when I say this, but Brian Westbrook, or Russell Westbrook, I'm sorry. Now, he is a scoring point guard. Dennis Smith Jr. is, he can get to the hole, he can get to the free throw line, and he can shoot the jumper. People do complain about his field goal and three-point percentage, but Dennis Smith was a good player on a bad team. And when you have to take so many shots and important shots as he does, your field goal and three-point percentage is going to suffer. But trust me, this guy fills it up. He gets buckets, and he's got NBA one-on-one game right now. Now, the other thing I like about him is he is already used to leading a team, which is something I feel the Magic really need. A true leader. That locker room is just waiting for somebody to step in there and say, hey, this is going to be my franchise. I'm going to be the superstar, and you guys are going to follow. He's already got that experience, as he basically was the only player for North Carolina State, which won at Duke, by the way. He was very impressive in that game. He basically willed him to a win, hit all kind of shots. He's amazing. So watch out for him. Okay, the fourth player is Malik Monk, freshman, Kentucky shooting guard. Malik Monk is an interesting prospect to me because if his shooting doesn't pan out to the NBA, then you're not sure what he's going to be. However, if his shooting does pan out, then to me we're talking about maybe a Klay Thompson or a Bradley Beal, something like that. He's probably the best shooter in the draft. When he gets hot, and he gets going in a hurry. He's got good length. You kind of wonder about his skill set, especially putting it on the floor and getting to the basket. However, he's got good length. You'd like him to be a little bit more athletic, but it's not like he's a stiff out there. And plus, he's a freshman again. All these guys are freshmen with room to grow. So he could be a nice pick for the Magic because, again, they need offense. And he's somebody that can fill it up in a hurry. Okay. The fifth and final person I'm going to talk about is Jonathan Isaacs from Florida State. Now, he snuck up on me because as a Gator fan, I don't pay much attention to the Florida State Seminoles, but I kept seeing this guy's name in mock drafts and hearing a lot about him, so I wanted to see what the big deal was. And the big deal is that this kid is an extreme talent. He might have the most upside of anyone in this draft as far as having superstar potential. He is 6'10". He can shoot it. He can dribble it. He can put it on the floor, create his own shot. He can play defense. He can rebound. He can block shots. He's kind of like a poor man's Kevin Durant. Okay? And again, don't turn off the podcast. However, I don't think he can shoot like Kevin Durant, but he can shoot it. I've seen him shoot it off the dribble, off a screen, standing up in the corner or on the baseline, create his own shot. He's got some pretty nice offensive skills for a big guy. And he doesn't look goofy or unathletic or like a stiff at all when he's out there. He looks very fluid for such a tall, long person, and he's got all the skills. The same thing when you looked at Anthony Davis at Kentucky when he was coming out, tall, long, but could do everything. Kevin Durant, Texas, tall, long, could do everything. Even Karl Anthony Towns, tall, long, and can do everything. He won the skills competition. So, to me, Jonathan Isaacs is in that kind of mode of a player. However, he is a freshman. Florida State didn't showcase him too much on offense. So coaches look at him as kind of raw, or scouts look at him as kind of raw. So he may have the most upside, but he's also going to be the biggest risk in this draft. All right, well, that's going to do it for me. Make sure, Magic fans, subscribe, like, or comment below. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one.